Hello, and welcome to another episode of TSF Reviews. Today, Sohaib and I are going to be taking on something that we missed. Sadly, it was not on our radar, but something we are glad to have watched. And that is True Story, starring Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes. Now, we both are huge comedy fans. We love Kevin Hart's comedy. We missed this when it released. I am ashamed to admit that. But I'm glad we did watch it because wow, what a story, what a thrilling miniseries. So, hey, give me your thoughts on this.
No, truly, it was gripping from start to finish. It keeps you because the episodes weren't very long. They weren't 40, 45 minutes. The first episode was long, but the others were 30 minutes long. And when you are at a 30 minutes, it keeps the pace very well. Especially for this show, it was kept very well that way. And when you start watching, and especially almost all of the episodes were cliffhangers,
Yes,
sort of.
almost. Yeah,
You know,
they all had the hook in
because
there.
one thing was kind of getting better than the other thing came up, so it kept watching,
Yes.
to go on to the next episode, to binge watch it. And that way I personally believe it was a good show. It was a fun show to watch.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I like the story. I love the acting. The acting was fantastic all around. Kevin Hart, Wesley Snipes, even the secondary and tertiary characters were fantastic. Like you could really feel that these people were, you could. Okay, so one thing I have to admit right off the bat was when I saw the title True Story, I thought this was going to be a true story based on Kevin Hart's life. And then and then when the first calamity happened, I'm like, he's admitting this on TV. What's going on? I'm like, surely this is something is up here. Maybe he's taking a fall from a friend or something. And then maybe 4 episodes in, I finally asked him, "Yo, is this a true story or not?" And he's like, "No, it isn't." I'm like, "Oh my god!" This whole time I was thinking, why would he admit to all these murders on Netflix? Like this is documented. But it was until that point, I was like, "What is going on?" And then after that, I'm like, "Now I can enjoy this for what this is. Now I don't have to be worried this whole time that he's gonna get canceled or arrested or whatever." Uh, what did you like about this, Sohaib?
The whole plot was, it was intriguing. Obviously, being a Chappelle fan, there was an element to it. At the If anybody has seen, please go check it out. The Bird Revelation on Netflix. The last 15 to 20 minutes, Chappelle tells a story about a pimp and his hookers, and that's pretty much a very similar storyline to this. And when the first episode happened,
Yes.
I caught on to that. I caught on to that, and I was kind of like I had the idea that this was going to happen
It
because
was
they never showed the girl dying.
yes,
Kevin, didn't check the girl himself.
exactly.
It was all an illusion around him, and he was sent to the other room to sleep it off while
Hmm.
Ari handled the death.
Yes.
But by the time when other people started dying, I thought maybe they've changed it,
Hmm.
but it turned out to be the same thing, pretty
I
much.
I was suspicious of the first one, the first death. I'm like, this is a scam, yo. Your brother's done this to you in the past. He needs money. This is a scam. And then when he kills Ari, and I'm like, okay, maybe something really did happen. And then when we finally get the reveal at the end, I'm like, called it.
Yeah. No, the way they turned people off that story, that was really good. I mean, the death, the killing of Fari,
Yes.
the way Kevin did it.
Mm.
Again, once
Very
again, as you
smart.
said, shout out to everyone's acting.
Yes.
We know Kevin's a great comedian actor. We have seen him in many movies, but his emotional acting is really getting very well, very good. We saw that in Fatherhood. We saw that in this one. Uh, both movies, he's really embraced his role as a very emotional actor, and he did it really well. personally speaking. About the plot, yeah, sure. They threw us off the track with those deaths, and when the gene stuff started to happen, that was very interesting. But other than that, overall, the situation, kept coming back, and then when it came back, you are like, okay, we saw it, but the fact remains that you still enjoyed the past 3 to 4 episodes. So that counts for something.
Definitely, definitely. But it was a fun ride. I think maybe episode 5 out of 7 was a little slow, but apart from that, this was paced very, very nicely. Everything was falling into place. There was a story that they had set up, and it was set up beautifully. I absolutely loved that. One thing that was ruined for me was the title of the last episode. They have it right there, and it's a huge spoiler, because if they didn't put that title in there, I probably would not have seen that come as I saw it coming. It was maybe not that obvious.
The funny thing about the title, I was actually switching the brothers in the positions of Cain and Abel.
Oh,
And when
oh,
I saw the title, I was like, okay, it's about Carlton screwing over Kevin, because that was already happening at that
that
point.
was, yes.
That was already happening at that point. So I was because I personally did not see the ending coming. From my point of view, I would not say that I called that one. I did not see that. I personally thought, because that was probably happening, it was Carlton screwing over the kid. But as it turned out, things changed, and I really enjoyed that ending, to me personally, and to be connected it to back to the first shot of the season, when he's giving you that interview and now he's giving that interview to CNN. It really made sense. It came back
Hey,
a full circle.
full circle, like he did it,
Yeah,
like he does. Full circle, yo. But it was good. I loved it. It was great.
even you see that these people, all of the people involved there, they had a sense of intelligence to it.
Yes.
The thing is that if in these shows, sometimes some people are made to look very dumb,
Mm.
right? Like the way normal people would not react to situations. In this show, that was the whole point of it. Everybody was aware of their surroundings. Everybody was reacting to what was happening around them,
Realistically.
at their level, very realistically. Even to the fact that when Hirsch found out about what happened, and just like that, as he did before, he negotiated the money for it, and he did it in front of Todd, so he knows what is happening.
Yes.
That is all. That is something, because Kevin himself is a huge star, because he knows the dynamics of this life. So this is something obviously he had his input in. That was clear, obviously, but it was done very well.
Very, very well.
All the characters made sense. Everybody had their stories to progress with. Obviously, Kevin having some ditches, some points on his ex, but
Mm.
that's how it is with these things. But overall, a really fun show, and I really suggest people that if you've not watched it, go and
Definitely
watch
check
it.
it out. Yes. And speaking of disses, I also thought that this was one giant diss to his brother. I thought that Kevin's relationship with his brother was so bad that now he's using, a TV series to diss him out and call him on his asking money from him. I'm like, because back then I thought this was true story, okay? Until all the stuff started happening, I'm like, something is not right here. Yeah. But what's your score on this?
I would give it an 8, to be honest. I
That's
mean, anything lower is unfair to this. Anything
mhm.
higher, it's not a very magnificent show.
Yeah.
It's not something very outstanding. For
Mhm.
me, I think an 8 is a very perfect score.
If I'm taking that as a show, then I give it an 8 as well. But because this is also a mini series and they specify this, I'm giving it an 8.5 because it makes more sense that way. It's
Mhm.
fine. I don't think there needs to be a season 2 about this. I think this is a perfect story as it is. Leave it. Thank you very much. Thank you,
Yes.
Kevin Hart. Thank you, Wesley Snipes. Great acting. Thank you, every
Mhm.
other person. Thank you, Billy Zane. Come on, like we first saw him in Titanic, and he's in this, and I'm like, oh wow, great stuff, yo. Great stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
Anyways,
just as you mentioned acting, we mentioned everyone, even the Ukrainian brothers. I mean, even
oh,
that storyline and even their acting was amazing.
Greek brothers, but okay, yeah.
Greek? Okay, sorry, I'm missing. Fine.
But yeah, it was fantastic. Great stuff all around. Great stuff. Gene as that obsessive fan. By the way, fantastic Eminem reference right there. You know, the title when they introduced Gene in that episode, and We Should Be Together too, from that song of his, Stan. You know the
Mhm.
song that was a
Stand-up
fantastic song.
comedy.
Fantastic reference to that. Great stuff all
Mhm.
around. You have anything else to
Mhm.
say about this?
No, I just want, if you're watching this, if you haven't watched it, just go and watch it. It's a good
Yeah,
watch.
definitely good
Yeah.
watch. And let us know
Mhm.
what you think of about the show in the comments below. As always, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon too. You know, it really helps us out. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.